The Romantic trilogy of Rigoletto, 1851, La Traviata and Il Trovatore, both 1853, though it has nothing in common in literary terms, offers in its music a familiar unity of melodic inspiration and hence similar harmonies, similar orchestration, similar theatrical ideation and similar operatic formulae. After this trilogy, Verdi's fame is solidly established. Bellini and Donizetti were already dead in 1835 and 1848, respectively, and the voice of Rossini had been silent, for still unknown reasons, after the resounding success of William Tell. Now, Verdi is not only the great musician of the time and the perpetuator of Italian opera, he's also raised to the level of composer and national hero. Bugles declare the victory over the Austrians at Solferino, and the time for Italian unification is approaching. Verdi, who was born in occupied territory and whose birth certificate was completed in French by one of Napoleon's civil servants, participated by contributing his melodies to raise and keep alive the hopes and ideals surging throughout Lombardy and the Veneto for a great Italian fatherland. For this reason, when the cavalry burst in and the high sea rings out from the tenor Manrico as he tries to save his unfortunate mother, the audience respond in wild clamouring, shouting, "Viva Verdi!" a political anagram which meant V-E-R-D-I, Vittorio Emanuele Re d'Italia, Victor Emmanuel, King of Italy. Verdi could not but be deeply moved by the news of Manzoni's mortal illness. Manzoni, who had been the hero and guide to 3 generations. Verdi wrote, "I respond deeply to all that I'm told of Manzoni's illness. The descriptions of his state of health have moved me to tears. Yes, to tears, even though I am part of this base world, I still have a heart, and at times I weep." A few days later, the elderly poet, great patriot and author of I Promessi Sposi, died in Milan. The Requiem comes between Aida and Otello. Verdi at this time was 61 years old, with another 27 still to live. He was at the height of his artistic career, and with an incredible technique if we take into account his first operas, Oberto, Nabucco, I Lombardi, Anani, etc. Its composition and inspiration, like Aida, inaccessible for the composers prior to him and towards which William Tell was moving. In a way, it would be unfair to criticize Verdi for his notion of religious music and also, therefore, for the emotions in his Requiem. We would then have to condemn all the religious music of a century for the way it expressed its absolute faith in God, just as it sang of love, joy, and nature. By projecting inspiration through the prism of Romanticism, everything was expressed via the viewpoint of the individual, exaggerated and excessive. This today seems vain and presumptuous, doesn't it? And yet, are we not simply substituting for those presumptions others that may well leave on history a less significant human impact? Certainly Verdi kept his distance from the norms and sentiments of what we think must inspire and sustain religious music, but it would be simplistic indeed to say that Verdi doesn't understand and express death like Thomas Luis de Victoria or Cristobal de Morales, the sweet joy of renouncing much-loved things, or like Bach or Mozart himself. Verdi sings of death in the Requiem like the heroes in his operas. How could it be otherwise? And the same passion and pathos that resounded throughout La Scala in Milan resonated in the same way beneath the domes of St. Mark's. In spite of our belief in musical concepts that we think are almost inexpressible, the different way in which our times consider eternity, and the different impact on our spirits caused by the idea of death, Verdi's rapture, translated into beautiful and heart-rending music, will continue to move us as long as we have knowledge of and sensitivity for human experience.